Oh, I'm totally throwing her off. Everything's showing good. I was playing G.
Okay, we're good.
We're good. We're on the air? Live?
Mm-hmm.
Mandy's getting the hang of that camera.
I'm trying.
She's not as good at jelly rolls as she is at cameras. We're in trouble, pal.
I think I'm in trouble already.
That's pretty much true.
But you're gonna cut
You
up
see
all
the
the
post I
fabric.
put out about you to that clutch you
Who
got
cut up
last
all
night?
fabric? How do you know it was Mandy didn't do that? I did that.
I know, but they're how we go.
That's how you do it with 2.5-inch strips, remember?
I'll explain to you what jelly rolls in.
He's like, how would we do it? Yeah, you didn't see it yet. You didn't see yourself on Facebook today, did you? Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, I looked at it a little bit ago.
Okay.
I hadn't even had a chance to look. I gotta
Funny,
look
he
when I get
doesn't
home.
say anything anymore. Yeah, you were doing some modifications. I don't know what you were doing, but I got a good picture.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you said you was a welder. How'd you weld?
Well, can't see anymore.
You can't see anymore because you were welding.
Yeah, sound like good shit.
You know, we're muddling around here and you know, this table looks terrible. It's got a camera. You can't see the jelly rolls or anything because of the camera case and all the other stuff. You need to move up forward. You need to move forward a little bit. Look.
Ooh. Oh, that's right. You got my hand in there. Let me see if you can.
She's gonna make you all dizzy a minute.
All right, so should I bring it up some?
Yeah,
A little bit.
did you?
Okay. There. Now we gotta get
She
Rick
make you all
back.
dizzy. I don't know if anybody's on there to be dizzy yet.
One. But it's probably just you.
Now you can't see Rick at all. Scoot over closer to him like you like him.
Move over.
Okay, it looks better. I don't like my shirt with this.
There, now Sue, you might want to scooch over just a bit.
It says I'm on there.
You just gotta scooch over a little bit. See if you, there you go. That way you're in the frame a little bit better. There you go. Y'all are all good.
So here we are. And I don't know if anybody's seen all the posts or not. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm on here as me or as HyderHangout, because then I don't know if I'll see all the comments. If I'm on here as me, I'll see the comments still. Okay. I'm all right. I did have somebody have a comment today.
What's that?
They said they were afraid to take sides because if they took one side, the other side would get mad at them.
Yeah.
Wonder who that was.
I'm not saying. It was funny though.
It's Doug, wasn't it?
Uh-uh.
Huh. Sue, my wife.
No.
I think someone who's usually here but not here.
Wanda.
Yeah, she's got. Yeah, I can see the door. She's like all for female power, but we cleaned her house dirty. Good ran the house pretty.
Uh-oh.
It did look good, yeah.
I forgot to take these out of the other.
So some people are clueless. You might want to inform them. I'll keep
Okay,
dealing around.
clueless people. Like Cliff.
He raised his hand before you said anything. This is getting good.
So anyway, we talked about it last week a little bit. But these two, and Mandy always hides behind the camera, so we'll see her. Where's the jelly roll? You ate them all.
I know, I told her I was
According to
hungry.
the post,
Yeah, probably so.
you ate them all. But I think you're misunderstanding what a jelly roll is.
Yeah.
I don't know. They taste pretty good.
I can see. I understand. But no, I told you when we were picking out fabric, we picked out fabric together. That's really weird.
Yeah, that guy looked at us funny.
Yeah, he's a big biker dude. Yeah, it was funny.
Huh?
Long story.
He's the guy that last week when he picked out the fabric that
Right.
day, the larger gentleman was
Oh,
here
the guy
to
that
drop
came
his
in
patches off
with the motorcycle jacket.
to
Yeah.
have his patches put on his vest. Well,
Yeah.
when he was coming in, he looked at us kind of funny, and I said, "Now, how many times do we get to pick out fabric together?" And he just didn't know what to do.
Oh
He didn't know what to do, man.
He did. He looked at us real funny.
You can't take
no!
her
That
anywhere.
statement would be.
Yeah, that would throw a few people off.
Yeah.
Well, Susan's here. So, okay. I guess we get a little history on where the terms came from.
Okay.
So, say, hand me that, and that.
This.
Uh-huh.
This.
No, not that. Not yet.
This.
Uh-huh. And this.
Okay.
Okay. The history is. I could go back even further in history and talk about charm packs first. Charm packs are charm packs are charm packs. Okay?
Charm packs, yeah. I remember you told me this story. Good story.
So originally, see, these are all 5-inch squares.
Mm-hmm.
And originally, the girls were making quilts out of leftovers.
Mhm.
And they wanted all different in their quilts. So they would all cut out 5-inch squares and they would trade. So some of them would go, the Oregon Trail, and where they stop in towns, they get their 5-inch squares, and they cut, you'd have 5-inch squares out of all your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the 5-inch squares, they go in town and they trade with everybody. And a charm quilt is just like a charm bracelet. You know how a charm bracelet has all the different ones, and they all have a different meaning and whatever, and every single one's different. So if you do a true charm pack has 40 different ones, or if you do a charm quilt, every square in the whole quilt is different. So the original charms trading with the fabrics was everybody traded with everybody else, and they go Oregon Trail or whatever. I'll just use that as an example. Go Oregon Trail, and they stop in Missouri at one of the town,
Fort
St.
Knox.
Louis or whatever, and they find they go to church and they all trade charms, and that's how they get all different ones. So that's where the original term charms came from. But some of the companies call them other things. Now, this one here is by Midwest Textiles, and they call them charm bars. Okay? And that's because they had Quilter's Sweet Shop at this Midwest Textiles and Supplies. The original food terms for all the different fabrics came from Moda Bake Shop. So Moda started writing quilt patterns with cooking names. They used their the food terms for the things that they'd make.
Right.
So the original quote jelly rolls is a term for Moda. So this is RJR fabrics, and they just call them strips. Okay? So this is RJR and it's strips. And this is made by HyderHangout, and this is one made by HyderHangout, and we call them sugary strips. Because technically, if you say jelly rolls, it's a Moda term. Although in the real world that we all live in, if we say Kleenex, we know what we mean Kleenex.
Right.
Even if it's up 15 different brands, when we say Kleenex, you can hand me a Walmart box of tissues.
Right.
So when we say jelly rolls, most everybody knows it's jelly rolls. But if you're marketing it, and this is the way that Midwest Textiles put their jelly rolls together, and they call them lollipops. Okay, because they came up with a sweet shop, and that's how they started naming all theirs. So, and we have a few names here on the ones that we make at HyderHangout, and then some of them call them strips. There's a whole bunch of different names depending on which company makes. But the term Jelly Roll Race, everybody in Quilter World knows what it is. It'd be the same thing as Kleenex tissues. Okay?
Vice grip. Channel
Yeah.
locks.
So, Moda, what's the other things you were eating on that video?
Some honey buns.
Okay, that. Hand me that.
Well, it's not called a honey bun.
That is called a honey bun.
Oh.
Close enough, you might eat it.
So,
Yeah.
see, this is a 2.5-inch strip pack. This is a 1.5-inch strip pack. Now, Moda called these honey buns. And that's where they got it. So, but these are called Itsy Bitsy Pixie strips by RJR. Okay? But when you were saying you were eating jelly rolls and honey buns, I don't think you were eating the quilters ones.
They
No,
made him fat.
I think they deceive me.
We can't go on.
This is not an eating contest.
It's not an eating contest.
No.
It's not
They
food.
whoop your butt in that one, I'll tell you what.
I don't know. I think
And I brought some 10-inch squares, and some of them call them layer cakes, and that's with the Moda thing. People call them layer cakes, and that's kind of the term people know when they say layer cakes. They come in and they say layer cakes to you. They'll be 10-inch packs. But this is just, let me see what,
So this really isn't a big shot.
No, I tricked you.
he tricked. So these are just 10-inch squares. Let's see what Maywood, if they call them anything different in particular. They have 42 pieces, 10-inch squares. This is they're just calling them 10-inch square packs. But they're technically, everybody calls them layer cakes. So that's where the food thing came from. And that's where
I'm
you
gonna have
got
to take 'em for a
confused.
snack after we leave here, you know that.
Making me hungry.
Me too.
Yeah. But, so we're not doing,
Just a little tiny one.
this is called
The honey bun.
honey buns.
Ooh, there's gonna be a quiz, you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, you got them already, right?
Yeah.
I'm good at this.
But, so anyway, the contest is this gentleman here. And I think
Batting that term around loosely.
this, I don't know, this guy.
No art.
No art.
No art. We're going to call him No Art. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think he did pretty good picking out his jelly roll fabrics.
He really
So the
did.
two of them last week picked their fabrics. They picked 8. So you have 40 in a 40 to 42 in a standard jelly roll pack. Okay. So
All we gotta do is roll it up like that.
no.
Mhm.
Oh,
That'd be too easy, I guess.
too easy. If we hadn't sent him to the quilter, I could have showed you some jelly roll quilts, and I did show you a jelly roll quilt, but it went to the quilter, so we don't have one to show the audience yet. Okay.
Well, you could show them a catastrophe.
Mhm.
I have one, sort of, in a bag.
I thought he was going to practice on it.
Yeah, well, he hasn't gotten it. He's busy doing them modifications.
Okay, so
Training.
does he?
Training. Yeah, he's
So
training.
does
too.
he have?
You
Does
saw him
he?
running stairs.
Yeah.
He's training, yeah.
Does he? Do you have your own machine?
He has one at his disposal.
So are you going to let him bring it here?
Sure.
Because here's the deal: you got to get used to whatever machine you're using, because it's like driving somebody else's car.
You
drive-
Great car, trust me.
Yeah, you drive your own car a whole lot better than you drive your wife's car,
Good
because
thing you don't drive your wife's car.
you get used to all the little, and you don't have to think about
What you need to do.
right. So depending on how soon you all are ready to do this jelly roll race, you're going to practice on your machine, the machine that you're going to be using.
Okay.
See, Mandy will come in to work early and practice on whatever machine she's going to
I
work
think I
on
may
here.
have a little disadvantage here.
Why?
She's here all day.
She hasn't sewn here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I've done all my sewing at home. Or at Rick's.
You have angels running around? Fairies or something? Sounds like it.
Cell phone.
So anyway, we'll get back to, okay, I'm Mandy's cheerleader for the Jelly Roll race.
Hmm.
Oh,
That was
Who's
Miss
that?
Wanda.
no, that's Susan Phillips.
Oh, snap!
Oh,
Thanks.
She's seen how I ran that sewing machine.
oh, so we've already got some competition going. He's going to have to avert his eyes from Susan all the time now.
Mm.
Or he's got to work harder.
Midnight.
So- Let me get this out of the way so I can look at the jelly rolls, and then I'll put this back on and we'll do some stuff. Okay, these two people last week picked 8 colors. So they're going to have 5 of each pattern, 5 strips.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yep, that's
8. Okay, you were quick on that. Did you practice that ahead of time? You thought about it all week long. Why did she pick 8 different ones? Probably.
I didn't know you was gonna cut them all up into strips.
Well, what did you think we were going to do?
I thought we was eating jelly rolls.
And so anyway, this is Mandy's, and she's falling asleep over there. She didn't sleep good last night, and she's been falling out all day.
It's been a day.
Let's do
But
it
I
now.
picked out
then,
some
right?
really pretty ones though.
We're gonna do it right now, he says, because you're so sleepy. So this is hers. She's got stars, and these are glow in the dark.
Yeah, those are from that haunted house collection.
Yeah. So these little white stars in here glow in the dark. If you want to afterwards, we can go in there. You can go in the bathroom, close the door. It's like totally. Or we can turn the lights off in here. It's dark enough in here. This is from Rock Candy, which they don't make anymore, but it's that collection. And then this is a. Isn't that pretty? And then she's got this with the stars. And this is one of our newer collections. She's got 3 of them. New hue.
Yeah.
It almost look like sky.
Yeah, they reminded me of Galaxy, so I thought they'd go really well with it.
So anyway, that's what she picked out. And I wouldn't have picked that because I would have had all purple. But that's just me. I'm a purple-aholic.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Susan. I'm a purple-aholic.
Yeah, I like my purple.
You know,
a lot.
even though he has a bum thumb, he can still play the guitar good.
He knew he was gonna have trouble with it, but it wasn't gonna stop him.
I was playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, so stars just came out of me.
Yeah, I saw that.
I just wrote a new song. We'll probably-
Okay, now here is No Arts. And I don't know if Rick helped him a lot or not. Or any, or not at all. But these go together pretty well. I'm going to put them out here so we can see them next to each other. Because you'll kind of see what we're talking about. So you can still see that it's Pillow Pet. That's right, Pillow Pet, right? And the little train. It's Pillow Pet. Remember little pillow pets that they had the pillow and then they would hold their arms around and
They could
Your
Velcro
kids
it back
didn't
together
have-
for it to be a pet and unvelcro it for it to be a pillow.
My kids are grown.
Well, next time you come by my house, I'll show you the one my daughter's
pillow
got.
pets were back.
You
a while.
picked this one.
Yeah, I like that.
You like that?
My
But you
daughter
didn't
has
know
a
what a
ladybug
pillow
pillow
pet
pet.
No,
I
just
just
like
the
colors.
The colors.
Shiny.
I got a
Well, that's
crow.
got shiny there. It's got a light on the.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna.
The trains. We like the trains, and we needed some green. And the
Yeah,
trucks.
we need
Trucks are
something to go in
classic.
with it.
Okay, pull it.
Trust me, if you're as good as I am at this,
I
you
got
won't
some
even
duct tape.
recognize what they are.
We got some duct tape.
Did I show you?
Duct tape will take you longer
Did I
than
show you the
showing.
train wreck that is
So
mine?
here's notes,
Ow!
Oh, those are cute.
and here's your kitties.
I keep forgetting my thumb is not in working order. That's gonna look good.
Yeah, see?
That's gonna look good.
Colors.
And then you've got your.
Now, what you're gonna end up with, though, is all these will be assembled like this, but they'll be kind of staggered. You know what I mean? And you start
Of
with
course,
one
this
long
one.
strip.
I love this one.
Yeah, that's
This
good.
is one of those where's.
So where's Waldo?
Yeah, I like that.
I don't think it really is, but
No,
it's
because that costs money just to say. I think I just violated some copyright right there.
well, they're gonna turn us off.
Well, I
Hope
can't say
not.
a whole lot. You can play Where's Waldo on my arm.
Anyway, we're not even gonna go there.
No.
Might not come back.
That's
Ooh, look at that.
So,
Some fish.
and that's your fish, and that's a batik.
yeah.
You
So
know
that's your colors.
Do you know what a batik is?
No.
Hand dyed.
Oh boy.
Isn't it hand dyed?
Well,
Has
yeah,
no
kind
pattern.
of, kind of. Hand
Yeah,
dyed
sort
and
of.
batiks are a little bit different,
And you'll never get the same one again.
Yeah.
right? Okay, we're
It's
gonna
like
look at
tie-dye,
that
man, almost.
almost, but here, okay. Can y'all see that on television land there?
Yeah.
Facebook land. Okay, this one here. They see how that looks crinkly.
Mhm.
To make the fish, they put wax. So these fish, what they had was a cutout of the fish, dipped it in the wax, put it on the fabric
Like a stamp.
like a stamp, right?
Hmm.
Now this particular tie-dye, this particular batik actually was tie-dyed because
As well.
what they did was, first of all,
It was brown and fish color white.
right,
Then they tie-dyed it.
and then they
Green and orange.
tie-dyed it. Because see, what they did is they did the what's actually deep red or brown, whatever, and then they washed the wax out.
Why don't we do that?
Why don't we do that one?
We could do that. We could do that.
When?
Oh no, in your free time.
The same time
we'll
you.
get together in our free time, and we'll have to pre-record it because that'd be 4 a.m. or something, right? Something like that.
Right. I do have a big chunk of fabric that we have to dye.
See there?
Have to dye or something. I'm seriously thinking about doing that
Now I'd be good at that.
rusting class again.
This, not so much. That, yeah, I'd be good at that.
I might do the rusting class again.
The rusting class?
Yeah, you get put these bins on this table
Yeah.
here, and you
Messy, nice. I love it.
metal things,
See?
broken tools,
You can't
whatever,
weld
and the
Oh.
fabric and chemicals.
Yeah, you see what happens.
Yeah, but you got
Yeah,
no.
but-
You try to plan them.
See,
To
but
make
some
them.
things you can't put on fabric or you're done. We got some stuff in the shed we should bring. Table won't be here.
No, the chemicals that we do are particular ones that makes it go into the fabric.
Oh, this
correctly.
one, it'll go in.
Actually, you can do it with vinegar and
Baking soda.
you just can do it with
You can
vinegar
use
and put
baking
the metal in
Baking
there.
soda gives it that textured look.
So anyway, that's what a batik is. So if you see a batik and there's like 3 colors, you can kind of tell where they put the wax, took the wax off, put some more wax. This one here,
These, however,
they actually, you can tell how they tie-dyed it. You see, Mandy, how they did. If she falls over out of that chair, we're in trouble.
No,
that'd be
good.
funny as heck. I'm gonna turn the camera around and catch that.
And that's what I like about the batiks is all the different
Well,
colors.
they're unique. You
Now,
only get
now a hand
one
dyed,
shot at them, man.
these are hand dyed, but they're called batiks because of the wax thing. Okay.
Okay.
Now hand dyed,
And they're a little more pricey than a regular fabric.
right?
I think worth it.
And a hand dyed is. These are done big, huge, bolts and bolts, and they have them. When they're done in Indonesia, they have these big.
Still get 30% off if I buy the whole bowl, right?
You're one day late.
Oh, bummer.
You have a bolt of batik.
That's what I
one.
get.
Doesn't
Forgot
even
to
listen
sell
to his own commercials.
No, I have to write them.
But
Besides, they're not commercials. They're
How hard
updates.
is it?
actually, an end of bolt sale is usually always at least 10% off.
Yeah.
And special days 20%, but 30% is not normal. But that was
It's
a
every
one day
normal around
only.
here.
Yeah, that's all.
But hand dyes are usually small pieces that somebody did. And if I'd known you were going to ask about hand dyes, I would have brought a piece of hand dye that we've got out there that somebody did with ice
Oh, cool.
and powdered dye.
Yeah.
Put the ice on, put the powdered dye on, put the fabric
Then
on
that's the
top.
T-shirts.
There's all kinds of ways of doing hand dyes.
That's the T-shirts.
Anyway, this is your jelly roll.
That's what you're gonna end up with, kind of.
Now,
But it's-
you
You
can,
don't understand how it goes together. Why don't we explain a little bit of the process?
yeah, the next thing I was going to say is you can plan ahead of time
I would do that if I was you.
and make sure that you don't have,
That's hard though.
well, this order right here is probably pretty good
Yeah,
order
because it's not.
because you don't have the blacks right next to each other.
You want to, because in this stage, he doesn't understand. You're gonna take this one. If this is
I'm
your-
fixed. You want to tell him?
No, go right ahead.
I want to see if you
I
remember.
apparently didn't have it down well.
Mm.
It's not.
Okay,
it's not
hand
playing
me.
the
I'm
secret.
just going
That's
to take this one and this one. Okay, these are the first two.
I think Sonia was laughing at me.
She was,
I know.
and I was
I knew
too,
it.
but I was trying not
Everybody
to.
said, "Oh no, we're laughing with you." No, I know better.
So, you know, fabric has right sides and wrong side together.
Did you know that?
Well,
See how?
no.
See, there's wrong side.
I didn't either, but I pretended I did. I said, "Of course."
Okay, now batiks, not so obvious, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't stress on this one which one you wanted to put together. This is actually a batik, but this is what they call a watercolor batik.
So
So it's subtle and it's used to go with the batiks as a contrast.
ooh, I did remember something.
So here, this doesn't have a right and wrong side too much. So you've got two on here. You don't have to think. You can just grab them up, you know. But you want to make sure, because if you get in the middle of your thing and you've had two wrong sides of the wrong way, then yeah.
Oh boy.
But you're going to put
Or
them,
6.
and I don't know yet if I've decided I'm going to let y'all take the selvages off before or after the first step. But we're going to do this in steps anyway. So, you know.
You're hanging on to these?
No, but what I'm saying is you got to have the selvages out of there because remember in a quilt you don't want to have the selvages.
Yes.
Do you remember why?
Because when you launder them, they will not shrink or anything like the rest of the fabric.
Yeah, so
And
that
they
you don't want to
may
have. you
still
don't-
have ink in them too, or whatever dye they could go through.
But the selvages you don't want to leave them in there. They're different. See how it's woven?
Mm-hmm.
It's
I don't
not
know
the
how
same
close-
material.
I don't know how close they can see on the camera.
Not very close, but they can zoom. You can
Yeah.
zoom.
So the weave right here is very tight,
Mhm.
and then as you go down in the selvage, sometimes I use this white part of the selvage because it's the same weave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I'm very close on my binding fabric, you know, somebody didn't bring me quite enough, and I look like that by my mouth that I'm going to be close, I'll use that.
Can only stretch it so far.
But what you guys are going to do is you guys are going to sew
Right below it.
right below this.
Now those two are hooked together,
These two are hooked together.
and the next thing you do is sew another one.
Now, here's where you got to be careful on your batiks. You got to make sure that if you put the right side here,
It's
this
the
is your
same
right side here.
You gotta keep the right side the same.
So you got this right side,
Take the
and you're
next
going to
piece.
get your neck. This one was over here. 'Cause- Yeah. So we got this one here. And if you're wanting to do that, you can either pre-plan or whatever. I don't think she's got any that are. All of hers have wrong side and right side. Now your batik here, this one, you could put a pin on your right sides ahead of time. Hint, hint.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
There goes all my pins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you are going to have, you know, you make sure that this is your right side because you got to put the right side and right side together,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to do this here, and you're going to do this, stitch it.
And I'll give you a tip. Just because you got the right sides together doesn't mean that you didn't swirl that thing 3 times before you put it up there. As it turns out.
Still be backwards, huh?
No, it won't be backwards. If you get the right sides all together, that's why you need to put a pin on your right side on your 2 batiks.
Okay.
Somehow I got mine back.
10 batiks. Well, somehow or other he wasn't. I don't know if he didn't have his glasses on or what, but
No, I didn't have my foot pedal. My machine was just on go. I'm like, wow, how do you drive like that? It's like take a ride in a car with no brake pedal. Try to go across town.
so he was just doing
Yeah, it was interesting.
go. He was doing go and forgetting how to
I
push.
hit the
He was
wrong
forgetting
button.
how to push the off on up here, the ungo up
Almost
here.
sewed it to my pant leg.
like you normally did.
Yeah.
So you're sewing this one to this one, this one to this one, and you're sewing until you have all 40 of them sewn
40
together.
of these. So instead of having that little blanket you're looking for, you got a thing. It's 40.
I thought this was like going to be cut into large
See?
pieces. No.
No.
So there's 40 of these.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And then you know what you do in the second round?
We'll show them in a second
I'm just
because I have one more option. Well, I know I didn't show you because you were too
You didn't take
confused
what's in
with
the
just the
envelope?
straight.
I wasn't confused. I couldn't run my machine.
Some people like to
Mhm.
put a triangle.
Yeah, fancy pants.
And I will tell you that it is possible to, in this step, doing the diagonal, so you put your right sides together,
Mhm.
and you sew on the diagonal here.
Okay.
Hand me some pins over here, Mandy. Yay!
Ta-da.
I'm going to pretend that this is a sewn. So you're going to sew on a diagonal. And one of the jelly roll races we had, and somebody saw the thing about the jelly roll race and they thought we were going to have another one. So I guess we're going to have to do one after we do
Good
this
idea.
because everybody was like, you know, there's a couple of people that were excited about, I get to be in a jelly roll race
I
again.
think it's Jelly Roll karaoke.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to tell you about, but he had to explain it.
Sounds interesting, doesn't it? It's a team sport. It's audience vote too. So it's not only how fast you get your particular round finished, but how well does your partner sing? Isn't that nifty?
Oh, I like that.
See?
See?
Fancy pants.
And we might be able to agree that both y'all want to do the diagonals. But on one of the jelly roll races we had, we have each step, and then a jelly roll race that we have in here,
It depends if they're
we do the
beginning.
top and we do it all at the same session. With y'all, we're going to do, laid back a little. You're going to do sew all 40 together, and then you can take it home and cut your.
Believe me, that'll take long enough.
You think it'd take longer than an hour?
I don't know.
Well, Rick's
I haven't
2
seen him
years
sew
later.
yet.
2 years later, his is still not done.
Yeah, it's a UFO.
It does take a while.
You know what UFOs are, right? Not little spaceman kind.
No, it's got another name for in quilting. We have our own language, right?
About unfinished objects.
Yeah.
Yes, unfinished objects. So you're going to be bilingual when
I
you
got
finish
lots.
all this.
Oh, look out,
2 languages.
And picking out fabric. Never mind.
Oh, we got some more things on here. Okay.
Comments? I thought you were.
Eileen's on here. Cliff, if I even beat Rick once and I never used a sewing machine. Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah. She's a rookie. I mean, right out of the gate, just whooped my butt. It was embarrassing. It truly was.
Not bad.
Gus, I mean, the master was not happy.
Yeah,
with
she
that.
moved my machine over there and never had even sat down
Yeah.
to it before we started the race.
Yeah, and here I am with my Husqvarna high end, forgot my pedal.
Man.
Yeah.
Didn't work. Didn't work, though.
Yes.
See, look, I'm afraid she's going to fall over. And
I'm waiting. I got another camera ready to go.
We can put them together like that, though.
you can do it like that. And if you want to practice that, we'll get you some scraps and you can
Now, you
practice
still
doing it.
haven't explained to me that, how it ends up getting to be.
Well, we're getting there. Are you impatient today?
No, not just today. That's the rule.
So
You were
anyway,
working
that's the one girl on one of the jelly roll races, this is how she did hers, and she won the first step. So we have steps by step by step, and then you get prizes. Whoever's first and whoever's last. When you have 15 people in here, the first person to get that step done and the last person to get that step done wins a prize.
Cool.
And usually it works out that everybody in the thing gets
Wins
a
some.
prize.
Usually, but not so the day. I think they gave me a charity prize.
Well, he did get one of the didn't finish.
I won another
prizes.
seam ripper.
You always need more seam
I
rippers.
know.
So anyway, you have all these sewed all together, and you got 40. Just pretend there's 40 here in between. Okay.
It's gonna be one long piece.
Yes,
Yes.
it is. Don't get it under your chair. Trust me.
Be all tangled
See
up.
how it went off the rails
You have
quickly.
flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah, it's PTSD or something.
So, in order for, like, what would happen if you sewed these two together like this? They'd be the same, correct? They could be coming out the same, right?
Oh yeah.
So we cut between 10 and 18 inches off of this one end, and just throw it away. Or give it to Rick for his scraps, or give it to me for eventually I'm going to make a quilt with all the little silly pieces. So you have this here, and let's fold it like we cut it off.
Okay.
And then maybe you'll understand more why we cut it off.
Okay.
I didn't understand until I started doing it, and then I was like, "Oh, there you go. The lights dimmed in here."
He sucked up all the energy.
Yeah, it was,
So we have this cut off. So
yeah,
this
you know,
is this end, and pretend we got all of them, and give me the other end. So this is at the end of all 40.
Okay.
This is your other end. So you have all 40 in between. So this is your first, and your last.
Okay.
You're going to put it right like this,
right sides together,
right sides together.
and you got to make sure there's no twists in it.
Well, you can get to the twist, but you have to untwist it as you get to it.
Yeah.
So you're going to put it together here, and we're going to say on your mark, get set, go, and you're going to sew all 40 pieces. And see, here's the thing: if we stop in between, and you have a whole week in between, you can take your twist out. You can't. We're not going to let you pin these in between, but we will let you take them home and cut your seams. And if you're doing this, you might want to press them open or press them one way or the other. What we did at the Jelly Roll race is we just hand pressed them. Do you know what hand pressing is? No.
Finger press.
Finger press where
Causes
you've
a
got your
heat there and makes
seam.
a crease, you know.
I don't know if they can see, but
They can see.
on the table part,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna hold it up. So you got this seam and you just crease it. And they do make tools for that too.
I know. So you
They're
have
big.
one.
We have a couple of them. There's a little rolly thing that's for.
You know,
That's an iron.
it's like a little mini iron, almost.
Well, they got a little rolly thing that
Yeah.
has no. It's just a little rolly thing like a
It just creates
rolling
friction.
pin, or you can use your thumbnail.
Guitar pick works too.
Yeah. Or there's a bamboo pressing
So if
tool.
you want to get all fancy with your boutiques.
Or here's food again.
All right.
And food again.
We could set-
Chopsticks.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
definitely. Do
Yeah.
that. Now we're talking my language.
He's gonna be.
Watch, I got a hunch. He's going to be a natural in machine. Watch. I bet.
So
like,
he's.
"Oh, let me see."
I see this. You know, I hear this squealing and stuff up in here in the brain.
How
around.
does that all go together? That's what he's trying to figure out.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you sew them together, and then there's two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's double width.
So you've got two together.
Guess what they do next?
So you got two together. Let's just pretend they're two. Oh, and I was going to show you this why we cut the one piece off, because then we're going to sew this here, 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 and it's not going to meet at the same place,
Okay.
because otherwise you'd just be like sewing rows together.
Yeah.
This will be here, and so part of it will be against the blue, and
It's
part
what
of it will,
gives them. It's what gives them a stagger like a floor.
yes.
Otherwise, they'd be, all your seams would be lined up.
Right. So you're just
So that's-
offsetting.
You're offsetting it, yeah.
Correct.
So then you end up with this. So then you've got two that you sew together and together and together.
And it's all about the aesthetics, the offset. You know, as opposed to.
And so you have this here, so you have two here. And you sewed all 40 of them,
Okay.
and you take your other end. Let's just pretend this one and this one is sewed together here, like this. So we got this one and this one, and this is your other end. And you've got all 40 of them in between. And so, right sides together. And you will, when you get to the middle, probably have twists.
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people twist. Some people twist more than others.
I wake up some mornings and I just got to twist.
Yeah. I really like to twist, but
I really do.
not when I'm doing a jelly roll. But when you get to the end, you'll have to untwist, and sometimes you have to cut it so that you can fold your end.
That explains all the chopped pieces in my bag.
Because he chopped it the wrong way too. But see, now you're going to sew all these two to those two,
That's frustrating.
and that's 4. And then you're going to do it again. That's
But
8.
it's half as long too.
And do it again, and it's 16. And do it one more time, it's 32 across.
Yeah.
And you get your size of your quilt.
It gets rectangular. Not
And then
necessarily
you have the size of this quilt, and if you want to make it bigger, you put borders on it.
Oh, cool.
like that.
Like that.
That's a neat border on that,
I
isn't it?
like that. I like the texture of that thing. I do.
The visual texture. Or
Yes, visual texture. Yeah, you don't have to feel it. You can feel it. That's what I like about it.
Yeah,
That's good art. It communicates. So
like this one.
that just, it looks like chaos to me.
Because you don't have your glasses on and you can't
Right.
see what it is.
Right.
It's little people.
I can't see when I hear anyway. At least I'm not asleep.
Welcome back.
You were on live for 20 minutes. All we do is focus on you.
No, I heard everything.
So
You think?
you think you got it?
Yeah, I just heard here just talking about make sure you don't turn it and make sure you line them up right.
That was 20 minutes ago. See? Those blank spots you were telling me about.
So you understand now kind of why it's in these kind of pieces
And it does look kind of cool when it's done.
That's what I'm
instead of squares like this. You're probably
Right.
thinking squares like that.
Right. So they're just strips. So they're.
Yeah. It's,
See that table runner up there?
that's a jelly
That's
roll.
a variation on the jelly roll because some people added the little
Black square.
squares
spot.
in.
Okay.
But that is a jelly roll. And see how they're staggered?
I
Okay.
think
Pretty good. That
very
looks
frequently, infrequently, but when I do, I think that we should do a demonstration quilt. In other words, a quilt that big, but it has a jelly roll section, it has a curve section, it has, you know what I mean? All these different styles. It has a wedding ring section, it has a,
T-shirt section.
right. That would be good. It would help me immensely if I could put everything in one photograph. Yes, glasses on all this.
Speaking of photographs, weren't you going to ask what was missing?
I was going to ask you. I was actually going to ask permission. I must be off my game this week.
Something's
I
wrong
usually
with
don't ask permission. I ask forgiveness. But there's something missing in that. The last video that I put out. It's from the classroom. It's from right here. Matter of fact, the camera's over there. You didn't see us all in here because you don't see the cartoons all the time. But they're here. When we filmed the other day, you didn't see them. There's something missing in that shot. And whoever guesses it, I was going to give him a fat quarter. We should just give him a jelly roll.
Which video?
The one where it's me,
The
Cliff,
latest.
and training.
One with you and what?
Me, Cliff, and training.
Spulio's in it.
Yeah, it was
Spulio's
Spulio.
in it. And she's talking about.
We're getting ready for the jelly
she
roll
talks
race.
about. She's not so sure about this jelly roll race.
Okay, so there's something missing in the cartoon.
Yeah, there's something missing. It's obvious to me. It was obvious to me. I couldn't believe I forgot and left it out. I don't know where it was, but
Now I'm gonna have to go back and look. But yeah, you can do it. You can do a contest.
okay. So the first person, anyone that
Okay, if they're a
Messages us.
non-sewer,
it doesn't matter if they're non-summer or not. Something. Well, you'd have to be a regular, I guess, to notice something missing. You pretty much have to have been here before to notice it. So if you're not a regular, just take a shot, take a guess. I think it's
or
pretty
if you're
obvious.
not a regular, you can come running in and see if you can figure
Come on
it out.
in and see what's different.
Yeah, I'll hold your phone up and
There you
say,
go. What's different in this picture?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like one of those.
See if you can find your way to this room.
that.
If you've never been here before, good luck. Better yet, see if you can find your way out.
play Marco Polo sometimes.
Yeah, you could in here. You know, it's funny. It's not just me. Everybody, the first time they come in here, is like, "Wow, how do you get? Where am I?" Especially if you have to use the bathroom. Boy, you might never find your way back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is that you see so many squirrels.
Squirrels. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Don't
like, Wait a
you?
minute. Whoa,
And
is
you've
that
been
new?
working here, and you
Yeah.
still find squirrels.
Yeah,
All
I
the
say,
time.
"Is
I'll
that
find
new?"
her all the time, and I go, "What are you doing?"
I
Oh,
didn't know
I
you
just
had
saw
these.
them.
Yeah, I didn't know you had these. I didn't know you had these. How much are these? I do that all the time. Put this on my camera.
So any
Well, I forgot to put
suggestions?
$50 on your account.
Bummer.
Remember when you called?
Yeah, it's bummer.
That's because I was like not here, not I was almost already asleep when he was begging me for money.
I did not. I beg.
He
How
said
much
please.
is it?
I'm not above begging. I'm just.
He didn't have to go that far. He just said
Okay.
please.
Any suggestions for?
Yeah, we need to practice. You need to
Yeah,
sew
do I need
something
to get a new
first.
coach, or is it?
You know what I mean? A new coach. Wow, man.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
Well, if you wanted to be prepared, I probably wasn't the right choice.
No, wait a minute. If he can get his Jelly Roll quilt out and y'all can get it together,
Wow, that'd be cool in itself.
or partway together, or work on it.
Yeah. I'll show
Could be a
you.
learning
I'll show you where I
experience.
made mistakes. Don't do what I did.
Yeah, don't forget your
Foot
foot
pedal.
pedal. And we couldn't find a foot pedal. We found a cord, a go cord,
Yeah, finally.
because he's got
After
two
I-
cords.
I was ready. I mean, once I get upset,
Wasn't a good sight, was it?
So you've worked with him and he's upset? He was upset that day. He's really grouchy.
I'm just glad I wasn't with him yesterday. Yeah, we did that. What'd you do about that?
Is that why Mandy had
I
shorter
got my
hair?
hand caught in my thumb.
Is that why Mandy had
Caught.
shorter hair when she came in today? Because you chewed her hair off?
I didn't say anything for what, about a minute.
Yeah, no, he just
I just
ran
danced
stomping
the
around.
yard. And
Stomped around.
Yeah.
I thought I was holding my phone
Oh,
on, which turns out I was.
Gigi, that's where.
I did not cuss.
I know. I heard the S word.
Son of a gun.
Maybe that one.
Sorry.
I might have said Clifford Cephas.
Yeah, could have. Blamed me the whole time, didn't you?
Yep. Yeah, because
Because you weren't there.
'Cause I wasn't.
actually it was my wife's fault.
Mm.
She said so. She was just about to come ask me to come in for dinner, but got sidetracked. Squirrel.
Distracted you, wasn't
So it's her fault that you hurt yourself.
That's what she said. I didn't say that.
Mm.
I told everyone it's because I was impatient. And
I'm trying to see if
You
she
should never
types
hurry with
anything.
power tools.
You should never hurry with power.
Yes.
You never hurry with any tools.
No, regular tools can't hurt you that bad. I never had a screwdriver take my thumb off. But a sawzall?
Yet.
Yeah, yet. I have run one through my hand. That
So
hurt.
have I.
That hurts. You ran
I
a screw
run
through my
your
hand.
hand.
That was a screwdriver?
No, it was the
That's
screw.
done.
No, it was a.
The screw.
Yeah, put a 3
And then I
Yeah.
said, "Can you take that back out, please? It's in my finger." I was on the other side of the board. And he said, he thought I was kidding. I said, "No, take it
did.
out." And he backed it out. I was like, "Thank you." Very calmly, too. That was weird. I wasn't so
Light
calm this
way,
time.
yeah.
This one really hurt. I might use a non-playing finger. I am denying that I play guitar with her in perfect working order, so we're just fine. Besides, thumbs are not as all they're cracked up to be. Except
See,
this
your
one.
wife hasn't denied it yet.
Yeah.
Maybe she fell asleep with Mandy.
Hey, Mandy's still awake. At the
I
moment.
want you to practice this song.
Okay.
Because how's your C chord coming? See? Good song to practice.
My C chord.
Very easy song. It's 2 chords. No, it's not. It's more chords, but you can get just the 2 chord section first. And
Okay,
there's
so
4
I'm going
more
to
we can
practice
add.
the 2 chords all the way along and come
Yeah,
back and do it.
But I want you to listen to the 2 chords, the way they change, and the little pieces in between there.
Okay. And I need a pencil.
Pencil?
what song it is?
Pretty song. I know.
What's the first song?
Which one?
The song I was just playing. What song?
We're caught in a trap?
Huh?
I don't know. What song is
You
that?
know what song it is.
Caught in a trap.
You call what?
We're caught in a trap.
Oh, yeah. We're caught in a trap. I can't sing that song. I don't know why. You did last night. It was great.
Okay, so what am I supposed to do?
It's G.
So I'm in the key of G.
Ooh, all you got to do is go. You don't have to tune to standard to play this. You don't have to, but I don't know how to play it in G just yet. But I'll find out for you. I don't know how to do this part.
So I'm going from G to C, G to C.
Very good that you caught that.
She did see it.
Yes, because the whole C chord's not there. That's a cheater C.
Yeah.
That's not really a C. C would be this. But you don't need that part up there. This is a C over G, is what it is. Notice that I go. It's that hammer on. Also, something else to notice is that he played in between the chords. A lot of times the guitarist will play in between the chords, give it a little strum to buy the time to get his fingers from where they're at to where they need to be. A lot of songs do that.
So I need to tune back to standard. I don't need-
know the rest of the chords to that song either. I forgot.
Well,
D,
okay, so show me the regular C,
E minor,
and I don't need that other finger down there that I have a
No,
hard time stretching.
this one. That's
Right.
the C. That's the root in that one.
But on,
It's a G and a B. That's what you're playing. And then you're playing that's the C there. That's your C in the C chord.
E7 or something like that.
This is a C and an E. That note right there, that's how you're getting your C in. So I can play the other way. But see how much movement there is there? It doesn't sound very different than this. And I can't get lost. I don't have to look where my fingers are because I'm not picking them way off the fretboard. Keep your fingers close when you can.
see, nobody's saying
Ring finger
anything.
say
They're just
down,
watching
over.
us, and they're not even saying
These two
anything else.
fingers haven't come up
Yeah,
at all. I never lift those fingers.
Okay, so we can write that on a piece of paper later and let me, or I have to retune right now. We got time to retune and do it? We only got 5 minutes.
fuck off.
I'm gonna see, 'cause
We play that together with it. We actually played really well.
Suspicious minds, isn't it?
That's the one I was just playing.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew the
Oh.
name of the song.
that clock's not wrong.
But I didn't want
What
to
was the
sing
other one, though?
the song. I wanted to see if she could guess it.
What was the
What was the what?
What was the other one we was playing? The whole
Oh, yeah, that's a fun tune though.
But we can do one of these
run around.
before you leave, or you're gonna do,
There you go.
or you're gonna do it now.
You remember that?
Yeah, run
You
around.
remember the chords?
I don't remember. Yeah, it was G,
C,
All right.
I was playing it really loud so my wife heard it.
You know, she didn't deny that it wasn't her fault. I may call her tomorrow and ask her if it was really her fault. That
She was in the house. I didn't hear it. You remember it? Yeah, it's ever true. Would you go A minor?
No, let's see.
That's D.
Yeah, this D, and then with the D, right?
Yeah, after the other C.
Yeah, then it goes back forward G, C, E, right?
No, G7.
Maybe it's mine.
For E?
No, after the G.
We'll go through all the chords. You don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't remember. I slept since then. Anybody know what the chord progression for Run Around Sue is? Sue really enjoyed hearing it though. Coming from the music room.
Oh, we was playing, yeah.
Oh, it was getting loud, boy.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay, number 9.
So anyway,
Okay.
we got 3 minutes. What do we need to leave them with? First of all, they need to pick teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta pick a side. You gotta commit. I know a couple of hangouts said, I don't know whose side to pick. Pick somebody. It makes for more fun. They're gonna win something, right? Whoever wins.
Whoever
Not you,
well, I think if anybody participates, they ought to get something. So if somebody comes in and they say, I'm putting my name on the so Sue has already said that she's a cheerleader for Mandy. So even if Mandy loses, Sue gets something because she's participating.
Okay.
Okay. I got, you know, we're going to get some participation in this one. And we're going to... They're worried about the song. Mandy, they're worried about the song. They're not worried about the race.
Yeah, see.
I can't pick sides. And I will never tell anybody who I would pick if I could pick sides.
That's it right there. Yeah, you leave me alone.
You almost knocked that drink over.
No, almost.
Run around Sue.
Run around Sue. She does.
Yeah.
Just don't let her run around with a credit card.
On that note.
And it's
On that
easy.
note, but
The
anyway,
other
we got 1 more minute. Pick sides.
Oh, I can't pick because I'm biased. I'm his coach.
Mm.
I root for her though.
Mm.
So you and I, neither one can pick sides.
No, really, I don't think that would be fair.
No. But Wanda should be able to pick sides.
Yeah, I think Wanda should be able to pick.
Want to know how to suck it?
You know what we forgot to do today? She's not going to pick our side.
Oh,
We forgot.
man.
We meaning me. I forgot to call Wanda today. Hi, Wanda. I forgot we had this gig going on. We're supposed to be at Wanda's house. I told her I'd fix that stair for her.
She knew you were coming here.
I know. I told her I was coming in this afternoon too, but we didn't make it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now she'll probably fall down the stairs. It's your fault. She ain't rooting for you, I'll tell you what.
Maybe you fix it. So anyway, we're going to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And come get mugged at HyderHangout.
That's another one of them deceiving days, isn't it?
Bye. See you next week.
Bye.